Alright guys, so I had a friend, I had seen this friend, like this friend was really positive growing up. Like he was a childhood friend. Like when I was really, really young, he was like a friend of the family's, right? So as family members as we were, well, not family members, we weren't family, he was another person, like a total stranger, but my family was friends with his family, and we like it wasn't relatives, like we were family friends, like, well, not family friends, we were like friends of like strangers, right? Like my parents were friends with their parents, and they were like a total stranger to us. Like they weren't relatives, is what I'm trying to say, not cousins or anything like that. So anyway, they were like family friends, right? And so they were like this one person in particular was so positive, right? Like they were the nicest person ever, and they were constantly like so nice and super funny and always upbeat, always cheerful, really funny person, like really, really funny. So anyway, growing up years later, I hadn't seen this person in years and years and years, okay? So then I saw this person and we hung out once and I kind of just felt like, oh, this is cool, whatever. And then I kind of felt like it was just not for me, not like it wasn't for me, but just sort of like it wasn't like the same as when we were kids because he was a lot funnier and talked about funnier things, and we just had more in common then because the things that we were doing at that time had more in common, and as we grew up, we weren't really as close. So then I kind of just sort of like distanced myself from him, and then I found out that he unalived himself, and I was really kind of he was really funny still and really, really nice. So I would have liked to have been friends with him. I just didn't think at the time, I was thinking, oh, whatever, like he's not the same exactly, but he was pretty close. And I just felt like we just didn't have as much in common because we didn't know the same people anymore. And it wasn't like when you're kids, you just be placed with people in a room and you just get along, right? When you're an adult, you feel like you need more you need more in your life to connect with a person rather than just like a plaything where you just date, not date. We weren't dating, obviously, but sorry, I don't know why I just said it by accident, but yeah, like it wasn't like we were, closer as adults because a lot of things that we had connected with before were um, were just because we were young and we had our parents that got along, but otherwise we didn't really have much in common. So I kind of distanced myself from them, and then I found out they unalived themselves. So sometimes, even if it's a total stranger, or even if it's someone you don't know what they're going through. You don't know how hard their life might be. So some people might be like coasting through life and wondering, you know, they might be wondering why is this person so mean? And sometimes they're going through a lot, right? So you have to be understanding. And if they don't want to talk to you, leave them alone. If they want to talk to you, great. If you don't want to talk to them, leave them alone. But and if you want to talk to them but you don't have any chemistry, leave them alone. But the point of the matter is, sometimes even just smiling, you don't have to smile at someone you don't know. If you don't like a person, you don't have to smile. If you don't, whatever. If you don't want to, if they don't want your smile, then don't smile at them, right? But if they accept a smile, it might cheer them up and make them feel better. Um, and I've met many people in my day, and there are people that you would never suspect are depressed, you would never suspect are sad, you would never suspect have thoughts of unaliving themselves. There was one guy, he was like the nicest guy at my work, and he was so friendly, so positive, really nice guy, sweet guy, really funny, good looking, really good looking. And he unalived himself. And it's like, you really think to yourself at that point, my goodness, like, what was missing? And you don't know the person really. I mean, all you know is they had looks and humor and they were nice to work with or nice to be around, but you didn't know them, right? And he unalived himself, and you just think to yourself, my goodness, is it really, what? And you don't know what they went through. You don't know their story. You don't know, even if you know them well, even if you know a person well. Sometimes you don't know their story, but you kind of think. Sometimes you think, sometimes people need that smile. And like I said, if you don't feel like smiling, or you don't want to give a smile, or it's not someone you like, or you don't care to smile at that time because you don't want to be bombarded with all this thought about smiling at people, or you just want to be left alone, that's fine. And you don't have to smile at everybody, obviously, but if you see someone and my whole point is, instead of scowling at someone and playing mind games or whatever you might do, smile at them instead, or just leave them alone, but don't play mind games or don't worry about what their intentions are or whatever. Some people just go through life and they don't have any intentions and they're miserable, and you wouldn't know that. Maybe they seem like they have it all, right? Anyway, told you by now. Obviously, that's a tough thing to do with by now.